So welcome everybody that's here on this call. Andrea and I have come together because we are going to talk about the retreat, though I'm like, oh, do I want to call it a retreat? Because it's going to be so much more than a retreat. But the event that's happening at the end of October, which is the Soul Journey in Ireland. It's the Sacred Remembering event. I don't know, spectacular. I mean, we could call it so many things, but really soul journey that's happening. And Andrea and I were talking beforehand. We've been talking a lot about planning this, creating this, what we want to experience, what we want you guys to experience with that. Well, where do we start? We have so many things we can talk about. So we are just going to take it from in the moment, in the space, because we know that there's so many things. And we may be just, while we're doing this, we may actually pause to be able to break these up so that you're not overwhelmed with a really long video.
Yeah.
So this is the intent, is to start talking about what's happening at the end of October. So if you don't know me, my name is Roberta Robbins. I have been running retreats, facilitating, co-facilitating, doing all of it for, definitely over 10 years now. Probably getting close to more 12 to 15, somewhere in there. I've hosted ones within Canada and the States and in Peru. And Peru has been a really big one for me. 3 years ago, I was so close, almost had one for Ireland, but the world wanted some other things to happen. And here we are where things are opening up a little bit in our world again, so we can come back into more of these spaces, what we refer and we think of as retreats, of course. But I do want to talk about that word retreat, but we'll set it over to the side. So not only have I been running, facilitating, creating all that retreats for a while, but I also am a healer, a teacher, a coach. I run online programs, in-person programs. I weave a lot of medicine and a lot of magic, and I call in women that want to do the freaking same thing in the world. Hence, my friend Andrea. This is why I'm calling her in, to be here and support and guide, not only helping me through creating and holding that space for a week-long event retreat, but also that I know she has beautiful medicine, and that we're very similar in the sense that even though we hold our own medicine, we have a similar medicine woman archetype within us. And we know that with Samhain, so Halloween, and in Ireland, we are working really deeply with turning that wheel and going into that sacred medicine woman, that sage, the Celiac, which is a word you'll hear a lot in Clocta if you come to Ireland, which we hope this will be something that will touch your soul and say, oh my gosh, I freaking gotta go and be there for a week in Ireland with these two ladies. So we're hoping that. So Andrea called her and said, hey, are you interested? We've been talking about something and creating like this for a while. And I knew I would need support, because anytime you're doing big retreats or events, you need support. And we're just talking about how we will even take time during the retreat for those that are intrigued about what goes in to holding such a big space and creating. We'll share our experience that we are going through right now, keeping it very real. We will share that with you, because no doubt we want to call in women that mostly are probably entrepreneurs, medicine women, that you yourself think about retreats or big events or even weekend ones. And what does it take? And where are we in this day and age? So Andrea, I called you in for so many reasons. Andrea's like, yes, let's step in, let's weave, let's create, let's see what we have to shift and move, even as her and I move through this, but how we're looking forward to like that medicine, that weaving, that magic that will happen in Ireland for you guys. And just so you guys know, I've been to Ireland many, many, many times. I've been holding this space for this container, like I said, for 3 years now. This is my third time at this time of the year in Ireland. I have been to the fire festival here. I have been through and I've actually been part of the ceremony and the ritual that took place in 2018. The very first time I was here, I got to actually be part On Halloween, the Cluckta at the Hill Award, beautiful ceremony fire festival that we had. And plus I got the following year just to partake and see it from both sides. So this been dreaming, happening. Andrea,
Yeah.
you're here with me. Thank goodness.
Yeah. And just to give some context for people who don't know me or know anything about my work either, it's been 8 years ago. I literally left my nursing career 8 years ago to like do healthcare differently. And in that, I studied a lot of different healing modalities myself. And I know that this work, like healing work and reclaiming our shadows and going even into our like golden shadow and feeling into the sense of like, what is the essence of our own medicine? And there's so many people that I know personally anyway, that are really craving, and they're using the word retreat, right? But it's more of what you named it, Roberta. It's the soul journey, right? And this really a sacred remembering of who they are and feeling like I really want to come home to myself, because, there's so much, and as a coach and healer myself, like I really deal in a lot of, and I'm also a business coach, so there's a lot of shadow, right, that comes up. And there's been a lot of shadow collectively, like always when we're humaning, there's going to be shadow, right? But two, when do we like step out of that shadow and start to realize, like, when can I do something for myself? When can I start to sacredly remember and feel more at home in myself? And I think that sometimes, a lot of times, it's in these experiences that have been so profound for me, and being in community, right? And being around other people that are committed to seeing their essence and really leaning into that wise part of themselves, because we're not trained to do that. Like, we're not trained to do that. And neither does society really. I don't mean to be like all like or philosophizing, but I really mean this. Like, we're not given the opportunity to go explore ourselves a lot. And I think that the time is now. There is this real urgency in the collective. I've had conversations around this, this feeling of this urgency of like, the time is now to have this internal shift, right? It's this internal shift, you coming back into your own power, right? And so that's why I'm committed to this work. And that's my heart's desire for everybody to feel this way. And we're, in it together, right? There's no, like, we're all in this together kind of thing. So that's why I feel like the community aspect of it, going through these soul journeys together, you'll just never forget. Like, there really is an internal shift that you can't unsee.
Yeah. And, I think about, one of the beautiful gifts being a facilitator, a creatrix, and holding space like this. Yes, it takes a lot of work. Like, honestly, guys, if you've done anything close to this, and it takes a lot of work, and yet there's great reward. And I ask myself all the time, why are you doing this? Is this like, do you have, like, are you aligned with this? Yes, no, is this the right time? Like, all those questions that go into it. And there is it is time. But there is great reward. There's also great reward. Where I was going with that is, I've watched so many people that have gone on weekend retreats with me, to week-long ones, to 10-day long ones in Peru, which is a lot of time and space and container to hold. But watching what happens within those spaces, when you create a beautiful sacred container, you take people into places that have such depth and power and medicine. And somewhere like I said, I've done Peru a few times. It's got its essence. It's got its power. And honestly, it's kicked my ass a few times.
Yeah.
As a retreat holder, but it's medicine. Friggin' man, it's medicine. And then here in Ireland, I mean, like I said, I've been here a few times. I've been here for a month and a half now. So you guys already know I'm already here in Ireland. And it was a soul calling. It started calling really strong in 2017 for me. And there is work to be done. There is a deeper bringing in all my soul selves in different ways. There is healing to be done for this land, but also how it blends out to all places to help with other parts in the world, but to help us in, there's, our ancestral lines for sure, whether you feel and know you have any ancestral lines to Ireland or not, but there is so much that moves out from here, but also just from our soul lives. Like people that get called here, there's no doubt you've had some kind of walking of a soul life here, and it was deep and powerful and maybe needs some healing, to tell you the truth. And I can tell you, Ireland will stir the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Soul, bring some tissues. I'm told as a healer, you can talk to my clients. They're like, where do you always make me cry? In a really good way, because we get into that space. And as Andrea was just saying, being also collective, like together, there's collective energy, but also us in person together as people like Andrea and I, who our medicine baskets are full. Most likely those of you that will feel called, I have no doubt you're probably going to have a big medicine basket like us, but you're probably also someone that does a lot on your own. So we're going to put that one out there for who we're talking to and calling to. And feel me now, hear me now. We're calling the individuals that knows that they seek other women, and maybe there'll be men, maybe they'll feel called to us. We're not saying this just for women, but we obviously work with a lot of women, and we know ourselves as that we're calling to have others with us in this journey. Yet we're also strong within our medicine. And sometimes we also need that reflection and the cheerleading. The cheerleading that goes and the witnessing. And so in these spaces, I call it, is for us to hold each other and witness and cheer on and help us rise up more deeply. And so when I use words for this retreat or any of my stuff, I use a lot of things about reclaiming. And there is a reclaiming and an embodiment and an empowerment. Yet we're calling the ones that you have medicine. So there's a deepening, a more like grab it and embody, rub your body down and soul with it. Like, because sometimes I think, when we don't have, we're walking a lot by ourselves in the sense that we're not by ourselves. We have beautiful people and support in our lives, but we're creating and doing so much in our business. Sometimes it gets tiring and we need to come together. And so we're also inviting you to come together in Ireland to witness that and hold that space. And I may be the one that, is holding this dream and has this medicine and been in Ireland. I have all these places I'm going to take you through, and Andrea's going to be there supporting and all of her medicine and everything. But you are there and you will add your medicine.
Oh, that just gave me chills.
Okay. So
yeah, because the possibility of the power that can be created here is like my heart feels it right now, and
with all this green here, I mean, heart energy here in Ireland. Look, we're gonna rub our hearts down with this green and soothe some things. I think there will be healing in different ways that through this experience and this journey. So before we probably take a little break and go into a topic, I just want to talk about that word retreat.
Yeah, totally. Because we've talked about it.
It's a great word. We use it all the time, especially in business world and how we're selling things and all that. But there's also the sense when we retreat, we're retreating, we're moving something from something. We're going away to get away, to relax, rejuvenate. This is not a sit at one place in Ireland where you're just going to cozy up by the fire, put your feet up, have a hot whiskey, and just journal.
Right. Or a cup of
and us have conversations. I mean, that sounds lovely, right? I mean, it sounds lovely.
yeah.
The moments that will get woven in throughout the week with that. Yet this is Lily. We are going to be moving journey. We're going to be going from the sacred East to the sacred West for this particular. And we hope that there will be a Beltane 6 months later event here in Ireland again, where we'll look at the energies in different places in 6 months. But we're starting really important at this time, the Samhain, the turn of the wheel, where we're going into that deepness, into that Kaliak. But we will be journeying. Lily, we will do journeys. I will talk to you and teach you about journeys in different kinds, and you'll be learning it, feeling it, embodying it, experiencing it. We will be working with portals and gateways, all of those things. So any of those words are like sparking, woo, like something in you going on, that's my stuff, or I want to know more, then make sure you take note of that. Yet we will be moving. We'll have a few nights in one place, a few nights in another, and a few nights in another. But the main will that there'll be places in the East, because the East is Hilatara, which you're going to go. You're going to, if you've been following some of my live videos or pictures, you'll see where I have some very special trees with portals. We will go to La Crue, where the Hag Stone is on Halloween. It is also where County Meath, which is this area of the East, the whole month of October is celebrating the Samhain, the Halloween, the origins. And we will go to the Fire Festival and we will learn about the story of Clecta. We'll be at the Hill Award. We will have that fire festival. We will enjoy our evening afterwards with other people. And we'll go to Athboy and we'll go out to one of the pubs and we'll have a nice cup of soup and a hot whiskey or whatever we need to have that night. We'll have those times too. So the East has certain medicine, the Boyne River, that we'll work with. But over on the West, we will journey over to the West. And there is the largest stone circle of Ireland, which I've spent last week going to a few times. So go to my social media, Facebook page, go check out some of the pictures there because there is enough of them. We will go there. We'll do some work. We'll go to the Burren, Burren. They call it Burren here. We will go to the perfumery. We'll go to the portals and the landscapes of various deep medicine there, because we are working through portals. We are working through going to the shadow side, the shadow lands, into the Kaliak, into our deepness. What have we walked through this past year? This is what this portal means. What is the reflection in the journey? Oh, from last year to now, what have we learned as we gone through our cycles of the mother, maiden, crone, or through those cycles of that youth, the adult, the grandmother, like however you want to say those cycles. We're going back to savor what we know and to grab it and claim it. And in Ireland, it will just help you. We're going to hold the space, but this land will help you remember. And it's more than just remembering past lives or where we are now. It is, we're calling back. And if you don't already feel it, which I think some of you guys will be, there's already energies and timelines and realms. There's stuff. It's like a thinning of the veil, but there's stuff already trying to move in circles. So it will help us remember how to navigate that and actually embody it into ourselves, integrate it. So retreat, sure. We're going to have a little bit of those moments. We'll have a night in Doula at a pub with live music. We'll have a morning in Kong at the Ashford Castle. We'll do some walking and journaling and writing. We'll have some quiet and peaceful evenings, because when you guys come here by 4:30 here, it will start getting dark. It'll be more darker here than what it is at your home if you're coming from North America. So we want to settle in by a certain time on certain nights, and we'll have those nights where we'll just get to be by our fire and think about the day and do what you need to do. So movement, work, but also soul nurturing, so you can have that time to integrate. Does that make sense, Andrea? Like when I'm talking about that?
That is, yeah. And when, oh, absolutely. And I think that, well, I know that the people that are going to be drawn to this, like they already feel the energy and the essence of what you're talking about. Because when you start talking about land healing and stuff like that, like people know, like they know that that's a calling for them.
Like I could put out names right now that are just dropping down, downloading, but I won't hear on the video. I'll probably tag you guys later who's dropping. Like I know there are some of you that is part of your medicine work. You feel the call to go out into this world.
Yeah.
To do connection, healing. There's grids, there's other things. We're going to be doing some of that work. I'm going to be helping and supporting because there is healing and work here. And we take this, understand how we take this back home, but also other places that we feel called to go. And why is this right now? It's more than just the sites that need it and us. It's also spreading out collectively and other things are going on, but we will understand that as a group that will come together. And I believe we will have the most divine group of people that will join us. And I said, if you go read my write-up that I have just on the event page, I was saying, Andrea, I put, you're going to be putting your big girly pants on or your big boy pants on. You're going to adult. You guys are hardy adults. You're coming in strong, powerful, but you're coming for this experience, this journey. And it's part of my medicine. It's part of what I do at be able to hold these space. And I know those of you over the years, I've been in this field for 25 years as my business, doing this in lots of different ways. And I know those of you that may be hearing this, that you've been in circle with me or in other retreats or teachings or one-on-one sessions, healing. This is part of my medicine to hold this space, to create these experiences and help to hold you in this so that you feel this for yourself, these experiences, but that you're feeling held, witnessed, and it empowers you more. And I know Andrea has that medicine too. And I know, I called her in because I know as, someone that's building and creating so much, I also know I need, the support. And you remember that we all need the support too. This is where whoever comes in, we're here supporting each other in different ways. But I'm so looking for it's to have you, whoever it is that feels the call. And this is a good time, guys, to actually come to Ireland. Weather, we might get rain. It's Ireland. But also flying tickets and things like that, which we'll talk about that in a different video. But this is actually a good time expense wise to come at this time of year too, which is important sometimes for our bank accounts, right?
Yeah, totally. Yes. And I think that even talking about the why, like why now? Right? Like, why would we want to do this? Why would we want to experience this?
Well, there's possibilities that could be very long for everybody, a whole bunch of different things. But one, it's been a good 2.5 years. We've been through a lot of shifting, a lot of changing. And if you're aware and attuned, we're going still through many things. This world is changing. And so there is this pull of, we know something's changing. And there's something being called that things have to happen. We have to get certain things in and moving. And we know we're changing. I think, I know myself, and I think Andrea, you probably can relate to this, but I also know a lot of other women like us who, we've been doing a lot of particular kind of work for quite a while, but we're like, there's something else. What is that something else? I know there's something else. And Ireland is possibly a place that's saying, yeah, I'm going to help you with that clarity. I'm going to help empower you up. I'm going to help you with that space in place.
I just got chills because I can already feel like the energy of like this being so synchronistic for like almost as if you don't even know why you're being called. but when you get there, you will know. Right.
Yeah. It's walking and being there. It's that leap and uncertainty. And
well, yeah, because I think that takes a certain level of like a belief and trust and go, oh my God, like
well, we're in it. That's the thing. We're in like uncertainty right now. Okay. So
really,
I think we're just going to get more into this, guys. So there's so many reasons that maybe mentally you'll start to have maybe some things come up, worries and fears. But this is part of what's being called, I think, in the medicine too, is what do you need? What do you desire? What will take care of you to help you in your journey? And only you will know that answer. We will be here if you want to do some work around that. You know, if those things are popping up, but you feel the call, but you're banging around a little bit, we'll help you with that. You can get on a call one-on-one with us. And whether it ends up being, yes, that you come and join us, or you're like, I do feel this. I know I got work, I got stuff, and I feel this other stuff. So there is this, you know, walking through, taking leaps and in certain uncertain times. And then doing and how we feel the momentum, how we work with spirit, how we call to this land and say, I feel your calling. I know, I don't quite know, but I know, but I need your help. I need your support. Like before I got here, guys, I was like talking to Ireland. I was like, help me. I don't know how I'm getting to you. I've been missing you so dearly, so dearly.
Yeah.
Help me get back to you. I don't know how financially I'm doing it. I know all these freaking moving pieces. Oh my gosh, there's so much work. But I know I got to get back. I don't even know why I got to get back. I don't think, you know, I remember saying this to somebody who's like, I don't even know. I'm not saying this is all, I mean, there's magic here, but all going to solve problems. But there's something that's saying, I got to go. There's a key, there's a something. And I think even just the journey and the process is a medicine and making choices.
Yeah.
So there's all of that and reasons of why this might call, and only you will know what's stirring within you. And my best way that I call to people is not usually I can write some really kind of cool posts and different things, but I am more of a person. If you're here on a call with me or in person with me, you feel. That's usually why people come to my retreats and my events, and then they continue to do stuff with me, because it's the in-person energy, whether you feel me now and hear me now, and then it's even more in person and powerful in person. And I've been missing it so much. The in-person, right? So maybe you're just longing. Another reason is that you're longing to be in person with others in a deep way that has not happened as easily, obviously, for the last little while. So that's another reason.
Yeah, I know. The reason why I asked you that too is because I think that people get mental, you know, they like, and start banging around, just like you said. And sometimes we need to not, like in my journey through this life anyway, is like leaning into I'm not exactly why it's the leaps of faith over and over and over and over again that I've taken, you know, myself. And I know you have too. And we know lots of magical people have. That's how the magic happens, when it happens. So,
and we're reprogramming ourselves when we say, actually, really I want this. How the heck am I going to have it? Remember, it's our beliefs, it's our frequency, it's what we're thinking, it's how we're speaking, it's how we're moving and making choices. This is all part of the journey, even beyond being in Ireland, doing this magical soul journey, Teresa, there is all of that.
Yep, exactly.
Which will empower us each time we weave through these kind of things, right? Yeah. And then we have this medicine to help other people to go through it, right? So, okay, so there's that. I think, you know, this would be a good time to maybe do another short video, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
To talk about some dates and various things, and
Yeah.
you know, probably 101 other things, but I think this was a good start. Like I say, Andrea and I kind of give you the top notes of kind of our business healer, coach, blah, blah, blah. But you'll get to know that we have our full baskets of lots of different things. We will be pulling those things out and weaving them through our time together in October. And so just to tell you right away the dates, which we'll talk more, but it is October 26th to November 2nd. And that's a whole 7 nights. And it is a really great time to get flights over to Dublin. I would say, yes, you're going to get your flights. Go to Dublin, hit that area. It's the closest from where we'll start. I'll tell you all those details. I will support you guys in all the little things in between from when you get to me, where we take our 7 days, and then when you get back to the airport to come home, wherever your home is. So
Yeah.
we'll go into more of that later. So see you guys in other calls or other videos.
Yeah.